Thursday night on the ACC Network Extra brings you college basketball from Raleigh, North Carolina, as the 6-5 Robert Morris Colonials take on the NC State Wolfpack at 8-3. Here in the PNC Arena, hello everybody, welcome. Glad to have you on the broadcast. I'm Andrew Sanders, joined by Chucky Brown. Chucky, as we look at this matchup, well, NC State is second in the ACC. They force 17 turnovers per game. Robert Morris is even better. In fact, they're top 10 in the country with more than 19 turnovers forced per game. So turnovers are going to be a key part of this battle today.
Yeah, it's going to be a key part of the game today, and the team that can take care of the ball the best will probably be the team that comes out victorious.
As we look at some key players in this matchup, the do-it-all sophomore guard, Deshaun Burke, for the Colonials, seeing an increased role in his sophomore season. He's their best scorer, and he can really get to the basket too.
Yeah, he can really get to the basket. He can draw fouls and things of that nature. So if NC State can keep him from drawing the fouls and keep him from hitting the three-point shot, which gets his game going and gets everyone else involved, NC State will have a good chance to win this game.
Speaking of players seeing increased roles, the freshman point guard for NC State, Braxton Beverly, he already was playing a lot for this team, but with Markel Johnson suspended indefinitely, his role has gotten greater. He's got more on his plate now, but he has been excellent. He's 11th in the country in assist-to-turnover ratio.
Yeah, he's 11th in the country with assist-to-turnover ratio, which means he's taking care of the ball, and it's a good thing for him that he has veteran leadership with him, so that'll help ease some of the pressure that will be on him.
That mark, by the way, for Beverly leads the ACC. As the Colonials control the tip, and just like that, 5 seconds into the game, the bucket is scored by guess who? Deshaun Burke. He doesn't waste any time as we get a look at the NC State starting five. Malik Abu makes his second start of the year to go with Torrin Dorn, Braxton Beverly, Al Freeman, and Omer Yurtseven, who has the basketball now and hands off to Freeman. He is NC State's leading scorer, and nearly a turnover forced by the Colonials.
Yeah, good ball pressure by the Colonials right now. NC State is struggling to get into their offense. Might be a little bit of a hangover from the last game, but they need to hurry up and get over that hangover, because right now Robert Morris doesn't care about that last game. They're coming out thinking that they have an opportunity to win this game.
NC State lost to UNC Greensboro 81-76, which snapped a 20-game non-conference home win streak their last time out. Only 4 on the shot clock, so Freeman has to put it up quickly, and it barely ticked iron.
Yeah, that was a tough shot with the shot clock running down, and Robert Morris right now is playing really tough man-to-man defense and being very physical with NC State.
It's the second NEC team that has played here in Raleigh today, as that three is canned by a freshman point guard. On the other side, John Williams. A battle of freshman point guards here, and it's the young man from Akron, Ohio, who scores the triple. Yeah,
he came off that time and was wide open and took the shot. It really has nothing to lose, so he took the shot and knocked it down.
Down low is where we expect NC State to have a decided advantage tonight.
Yeah, well, NC State is the bigger, stronger team and probably needs to start the game playing inside out. So look for Malik Abu to get the ball down in the paint, and when Leonard Freeman comes in, look for him to get the ball in the paint, and also Yurtseven.
Strong drive, offensive rebound, and Yurtseven will be guilty of the foul on Malik Petaway.
Yeah, that time Robert Morris was very fortunate to get that offensive rebound. And here you'll see Yurtseven was just a little off balance and coming forward, so the official had no choice but to make that call.
It's an interesting stat because Robert Morris is a little bit undersized. Their biggest player, 6'8", and overall they are getting out-rebounded by opponents.
Right.
But they are second in their conference, better than 12 offensive rebounds per game. So while they don't rebound tremendously well, they do pretty well on the offensive glass.
Well, that's just effort right there. So, you know, they're going to come out and play hard. I read up on them a little bit, and they didn't like how they started their last game against Buffalo, I believe it was. And they've come out with great energy in this game, and you know, offensive rebound is just hustle, heart, and determination, and that's what type of effort you get from them.
Yurtseven from point-blank range, hit both sides of the rim and rattles out.
Yeah, if you're NC State, you don't mind that shot. You want it to go down, but at least it was in the paint.
Three ball, no good, off the fingertips of Matty McConnell. But it's a good start for the Colonials. Look-ahead pass. They try to go big to big, and Yurtseven turns it over.
Yeah, that time was a little too unselfish. Yurtseven can go ahead and finish that play.
Hey, the Colonials are going to take threes, and they're knocking it down so far. That's already 2 for John Williams. Timeout, NC State. It's 9-2. What a start for Robert Morris.
Yeah, Robert Morris has come out, and they've started with great energy, and they're shooting the three. If they start shooting the three ball early and making it, that's going to be a real big problem for NC State, because the games that Robert Morris have lost, they didn't shoot well. Right here, you see your 7. Right there, just take that little short shot, because the defense is coming back into you. That time he tried to pass it. Robert Morris too quick for that pass, and the pass was too close. And they get a good 3 in transition, which is a great time to take a 3-point shot in transition when there's a lot of chaos and everybody's pointing and trying to find their man.
Right.
So that's a great time to take a 3-point shot.
A couple of threes for the freshman from Akron, John Williams. Won an Ohio State championship last year with St. Vincent St. Mary's, the 7th in school history. You might be familiar with that school because that's where LeBron James went to high school.
Yeah, of course. King James.
Might have seen a couple throwback jerseys from St. Vincent St. Mary's.
Oh, yeah.
It's McConnell who took it away. But, talking to some people from Robert Morris before the ball game, they said he does so many things for them. He gets his hands on more balls, deflections than anybody, and McConnell shows up there. Here's another freshman.
That time he got his hands on the ball, and those are the things that don't show up in the stat sheet.
Kobe Thomas missed the 3. Back the other way, Torin Dorn scores a quick bucket.
Yeah, that was a good play by Torin Dorn, not settling for a pull-up jump shot. Get it and go to the basket. He's big enough and strong enough, and there's really nobody out there on Robert Morris's team that's probably physical enough to stop him from getting to the basket.
A dangerous pass, but they get it to Williams. Little baseline jumper is short by Petaway. Well, NC State has been a little more aggressive since that timeout from Coach Keats.
Yes, that's what they need to do. They need to get the ball and take it to the basket. They have a size advantage, and they also have a power advantage. Here you see Al Freeman right there. Didn't go off the pick and roll and decided to take it to the basket, had that open lane, went to the basket and got fouled, and now he's taking 2 free throws.
Freeman is a graduate student from Charlotte, North Carolina. Just over 15 points a game as he makes the first. About a 75% free throw shooter. And the game's first substitution sees Malik Petaway go to the bench in favor of David Cole, a redshirt freshman. Here's Kevin Keats, the head coach of the Wolfpack in his first season. Trying to get his team back on track. This is again, as you said, it's a veteran NC State team in many spots, but still some new pieces as they get a turnover here. First one forced by the Wolfpack. And so while, yes, there are some seniors, there are some graduate students, they're all trying to gel together. It'll be interesting to see how they rebound after a loss.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they react to that loss, because it was an in-state school, which on paper you should never lose to, but UNCG is a team that has an opportunity to win that division. So NC State has to shake it off, because Robert Morris saw that loss as well, and they feel like, well, if UNCG can get them, so can we.
Freeman looks to drive, gets all the way into the paint, and you're at 7 with an easy one.
Yeah, that's exactly what NC State needs to do. Take the ball to the basket and force Robert Morris' defense to collapse.
Burke for 3. Already 3 for the Colonials. Again, we were talking before the game, and we said, hey, if the Colonials can make some shots, they can make this one interesting.
Yes, they can make it interesting. And the three went in that time, but the first basket for Deshaun was a layup. So anytime you make a layup first, the basket starts to look big to you.
Freeman got into some trouble. Here's Malik Abu. He kind of forced up a shot there. NC State will save the possession. This is Beverly with the corner 3. And here at 7 is going to be tagged with, I believe, his second foul. It will go against the 7-footer from Turkey, and that'll take us to our first media timeout. A good start for Robert Morris here. They've already knocked down 3 3-pointers. It's their leading scorer, Deshaun Burke, from the corner, getting it done. Back here in Raleigh, Robert Morris leads NC State 12-8 at the first media timeout, and his first-year head coach Kevin Keats looks on. Andrew Sanders here with Chucky Brown. Chucky, are you a little surprised at coming off of a loss, how NC State has come out here and seems to be a little flat?
I'm not surprised. That can happen when you lose a game like that against UNCG. So I'm not surprised, but you know, the main thing for them is they have to, whatever it is that's making them flat, they have to get over it, because Robert Morris is not going to feel sorry for you. They come here to kick you behind. So NC State has to find some way to get themselves back energized in this ball game.
They add Leonard Freeman to the mix as he comes off the bench tonight, but he's in the ball game now, as is Sam Hunt for NC State. Here is Freeman's first touch. Good look inside. Al Freeman to Torrey North.
Yeah, good ball movement that time by NC State. It was good defense also by Robert Morris, but NC State just had better offense on that possession.
Leandre Washington, freshman guard, is in there now, replacing John Williams. Burke stepped on the sideline.
Yeah, that's just a case where you got to be aware of how close you are to that sideline. It probably happens once or twice every game to every team, but if you're Robert Morris, you don't want those type of turnovers, much less any type of turnover, but you don't want those type of turnovers.
Into the ball game now, and with the basketball is LeVar Batts for NC State. He did not play against UNCG, but he sees early minutes here as he spells Braxton Beverly.
Yeah, Batts will be a guy that's going to take the ball to the basket. He's going to come in and provide a lot of energy for NC State as well.
Dorn off the mark on the three, rebounded by Burke.
Both teams playing good, strong, physical man-to-man defense. NC State is playing real good man-to-man defense here.
Burke shovels it underneath. And it's off the hands of David Cole. That's the third turnover now for the Colonials.
Yeah, the Colonials that time, Deshaun Burke drove it and tried to drop it off, but Leonard Freeman was standing there, and the play didn't work out for him.
Dorn runs into a wall. David Cole sealed him off nicely. Batts will try a three and hits.
That's big for LeVar Batts right there, because he's not known as a three-point shooter. He's known as a guy that likes to put his head down and go to the basket. So with him coming in, making that first three-point shot, maybe now Robert Morris will come out on him a little bit, and now he can do what he really loves to do, which is get to the basket.
Yeah, kind of similar to you said for Burke, making that first layup makes it easier to shoot from the outside.
Yes.
Confidence. If you're more of a slasher and you make that first three, they press up.
Right.
It makes your job easier.
Makes
to get
your
to
job easier. Now that first three can also be fool's gold. Now you think that that's your shot, but it doesn't always work out like that.
Batts trying to guard Burke. Strong rebound by Al Freeman.
Yeah, good defense by Batts that time. Forced Burke into sort of a tough shot.
Freeman, little finger roll, no good. Robert Morris here looking for a bucket. They're in a 3-minute drought. And we've got a jump ball. Boy, what a defensive play by LeVar Batts. The arrow favors the Colonials.
Yeah, great job by LeVar Batts that time. You see here, backpedaling and has enough athleticism to stop and reach for the ball and grab the ball and create the jump ball opportunity.
That's tough when you've got a guy going as fast as Leandre Washington was. He's going right into your chest.
Yes.
Bat stood in there and got the ball.
Yes, that's tough right there. That's tough, but that was a great play by LeVar Batts.
McConnell will get the roll off the window.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've seen that play where they line up four across and you screen, the guy on one side screens across for the other guy, and you come across for that layup down the lane, and that's what Robert Morris did.
So that basket for Matty McConnell ends a 3.5-minute scoring drought for Robert Morris. Abu, a nice block going on the way up. And it'll be Colonial basketball.
Yeah, the Colonials, they're scrapping, and they may get away with a little extra hand on a hit to the arm or whatever. They may get away with a little bit of that because the officials seem to side with the more aggressive team. And right now, they're the more aggressive team.
You also might get a little benefit when you're the undersized team, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. As a big guy, you hate it when them little guys would hit and grab and got away with it. So that may also be going on out there as well.
Matty McConnell, nothing but nylon. So we were talking about a scoring drought, and just like that, Robert Morris is back up 4. Malik Abu continues to work on that mid-range shot, but he misses that time.
Yeah, well, Malik Abu, what he can do is maybe don't take the first shot that comes to you when there's time on the shot clock. Maybe throw it back out, go back in there and get in the low post because you're bigger and stronger than anybody out there, and you can create more problems. Taking that shot right there kind of lets the smaller guy off the hook.
Another 3. McConnell again. The Colonials are 5 of 8 from deep.
Yeah, they're making threes, and now NC State is down 7. And we said in the beginning, if they're making shots, that's going to be a big problem for NC State.
Well, they had a little scoring drought, and the junior from Oakdale, Pennsylvania, Matty McConnell, has just scored 8 straight points. Bats, another 3. Maybe that was that fool's gold you were talking about, Chuck.
Yeah, when you make that first 3 and you're not known as a three-point shooter, you think that next one's going in as well.
8 straight points for McConnell. Robert Morris leads it by 7. 11 minutes left in the first half. Wednesday at 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. We'll have the DXL Frisco Bowl between Louisiana Tech and SMU. It's part of the Capital One Bowl Mania. Already bowl season. I haven't gotten a chance to watch I don't think I'm going to have the chance to watch too much college football, but I'm trying to get to a couple bowls a little bit.
Yeah, I'll be watching. I've seen a few games. I got to see a good Grambling and North Carolina A&T play a good game.
On the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah,
down in
That
Atlanta.
was a good game. That was a very good game. Right here at NC State, the worst the worst thing you can do as a team is come out of a timeout and turn the ball over. That drives every coach crazy.
4th Wolfpack turnover. Malik Abu forces one the other way. And they'll give him the basket as well.
And that's a good way to make up for turning it over, is to get a steal, a layup, and an and one. Right here you see Malik Abu at the front of the press, forcing the guard into a turnover, taking it to the basket, just too strong to stop right there, got him a nice and one.
Malik Abu suffered a grade 2 MCL sprain. Took him out of the first 4 games of the season. He came back for the tournament down in the Bahamas that they played, the Battle for Atlantis, and sat out another game. Nearly another turnover. Possession arrow favors NC State.
What Robert Morris is doing wrong is they're throwing the ball into the corner, and that man in the corner is getting trapped. So what you have to do is, if you're going to throw it to the corner, you have to throw it right back to the inbounder, because the guy on the ball is going for the trap. So you throw it right back, get it right back into the middle of the floor. Now you can attack the press, and you can also attack the press over the top.
The 5th Colonial turnover. Doesn't have 8th-year head coach Andrew Toole very happy right now. Bats all the way to the bucket. He's fouled.
And that's what Bats does. See, that the first 3 went in, the next 3 was an air ball, so he said, okay, let me get back to doing what I do. Right now, Dave went left to the basket and was able to draw a foul, which is one of the good things that he can do for this team.
First free throw, no good for the first ever signee at NC State, Kevin Keats. They've already got 5 coming in next year.
Okay.
But it was LeVar Bats who started the trend.
So he'll be the answer to a trivia question. Who was Kevin Keats' first ever signee? LeVar Bats. So I know the answer now. See right there, that's exactly what they did. They got it in, they got it right back quick to the inbounder, and now you can attack the press. That's exactly what they did just now. When you catch it in the corner and you hold it, when that big is coming over to trap you, you're in trouble now.
So a much better job by the Colonials.
Much better.
Able to break that pressure. And then how about a nice job on the back end? When you're the last line of defense right there, there's a lot of pressure on Leonard Freeman.
Right, there's a lot of pressure on Leonard Freeman. He was able to get a hand on the ball. So he's not really known as a shot blocker, but he did a great job right there of making Robert Morris make the extra pass.
Oh, a nice move. Malik Petaway with a little shoulder shake, and he got to the rack.
Yeah, nice drive that time. Leonard Freeman with nice pressure, but it was just better offense that time.
Beverly couldn't turn the corner around Williams. He goes to Batts. Abu gets something going to the basket. And McConnell away with the rebound.
Yeah, you could tell, even though that was a good play by Malik Abu, he just doesn't have the explosion that he normally has around the rim and wasn't able to finish that play. But it was a good move that time. Better defense by Robert Morris.
A little bit of a rust factor when you miss a handful of games that you have to sit out because of exams, obviously, so there's no games being played.
Right.
He gets a block there on McConnell.
Robert Morris is very active. Sorry about that, partner.
Freeman scores. No, you're 100% right. I mean, I'm amazed at just how much effort they're giving on the defensive end.
Yeah, they're very active with their hands on the defensive end. And right there, that could have been a good opportunity for a trap. Good job right there by Freeman getting back.
6 turnovers for Robert Morris. Freeman can't get the roll on the scoop shot. McConnell, he's had the hot hand, and he was fouled on that one. And a little nod of the head from Manny McConnell. He's feeling it so far.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a heat check right there because Braxton Beverly had a hand up, but he fouled him. But that's what you don't want to do. You never want to foul a jump shooter. You want to contest the shot, but you don't want to foul jump shooters.
McConnell to the line to shoot 3. He's a good free throw shooter at 80% on the season. It's funny because he's taken the most threes on this team. They trust him shooting the ball. He hasn't been able to find his touch really yet. Came into today's game shooting just 27% from the bonus sphere. Right. But maybe this hot start will kind of jumpstart him the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think what Robert Morris is doing a good job of is they're getting him those threes in transition.
Sure.
You know, when there's a lot of chaos where guys are trying to find their man, and also off of the dribble drive, drawing kicks. Those are good ways to get him a good three-point shot as well.
So 3 free throws for McConnell, and Robert Morris with the 6-point lead. DeAndre Washington on Beverly. Freshman will try a 3, badly missed it. Off the backboard, that was almost above the top of the box. Washington the other way. A little better of a shot, but still the same result. It's a missed shot.
Yeah, that time, though, when Burke came down, the shooter, McConnell, was on the other side, and that's probably where he should have took the ball. He should have took it and found him in transition.
Leonard Freeman is a machine.
Yes.
Shooting almost 79% from the field. And yes, I said that correctly, 79% from the field. We've got another turnover here on the Colonials, but yeah, he didn't miss in their last 2 games. We're talking about going 7 for 7 from the field and 6 for 6. So you got to give Leonard Freeman the ball a little more, right?
Yes, well, if you're NC State and you're looking at stats, and I know a lot of people like to look at these numbers, if you're looking at numbers and you see somebody shooting 79%, not from the free throw line, but field goal, that a light bulb should go off over your head and say, hey, we need to get this ball, get this guy the ball, especially around the basket.
Fans wanted a foul. The officials say good defense by Robert Morris. Got a hand on the ball.
Yeah, they're letting them play. They're letting them play. They're the more aggressive team, so they may get away. It may have been a little bit of a bump, but they're going to let them get away with it.
Timeout on the floor with 7 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first half. It's Robert Morris 25, NC State 21. Back here in the PNC Arena, it's Robert Morris basketball. They've got a 4-point lead. And a great bounce pass inside Leandre Washington to Ronnie Gambe, who flushes it down.
Yeah, that was a tough play for the defense to stop right there. That low pick and roll play right there. Just NC State just couldn't stop that play, and it was an easy dunk for Robert Morris. Good play.
Colonials really pride themselves on their defense. Their 6-5 record is due not to defensive lapses or breakdowns, as Sam Hunt took a tough shot, forced it, and missed everything. but offensively, they've gotten to good spots on the floor in this game as we get another look at this low pick and roll call.
Yeah, it was just kind of a ball handoff right there, and he came off like a pick and roll and just rolled to the basket, and Braxton Beverly got caught behind it, and then no one helped Braxton Beverly, so that was an easy dunk right there.
Colonials 5 of 9 from three-point range so far. That's a tough place to pick up your dribble, and we're going to have another held ball. No surprise, right, with these teams that are so feisty, they force so many turnovers. That's what, 3-4 held balls we've seen already?
Yeah, you're going to see that aggressive play because they're two teams that like to press and create turnovers, so everyone's going to be going after the basketball, and then that's what happened right there. Yep, technical foul, yep.
Sam Hunt touched the ball, and he was over the sideline. And that is just a play that has got Kevin Keats shaking his head, and a play that a graduate student, you think you've been playing basketball long enough, you know better than that. And Sam Hunt certainly does.
Yes.
It's just a mistake.
Yeah, it's a mistake. Right now you don't need that type of mistake. You know, give the guy the 3 feet that he deserves and just, you know, play. Here you go right here. Right there, he's playing it real close, following the ball, and just kind of reached over with the other hand, and you just can't do that. It's just a bad play, bad mistake, but hey, he'll get an opportunity to make up for it. You know, he came down and took a tough shot down here and did that play, so now he has to come and sit for a little bit, and Keats will get him back out there.
Shove underneath as Dorn was pushed, and they're going to get Charles Bain on the foul.
Yeah, that time Torrin Dorn was in the air going for the rebound, and then he got a little bit of a push on the hip on the long rebound.
Neither team has too much foul trouble so far in the first half. 5 team fouls for the Colonials, only 4 for NC State.
Good defense by Robert Morris. They're going over a double high pick and roll.
Beverly finds Al Freeman, and he knocks down a 3. He was 1 for his last 10 from three-point range, so that is a good feeling for him, I'm sure, to see that one go down.
Yeah, that's a big shot for him and a big shot for NC State.
Freeman had really been struggling from the outside, shooting under 25% from 3 as Abu got his hand on it. And they say last touched by Abu. I thought that it went off of Deshaun Burke.
Yeah, I thought Malik Abu might have hit it when he still had it in his hand, and he was able to push off a little here right here, as you see. Malik Abu, I thought he hit it early right there, but then right there.
Yeah, he did hit it, but then Burke still on his hand.
Still on his hand, yes.
But it remains Robert Morris basketball here, 8 to shoot. Burke trying to shake his way free of Freeman. And he finds Washington open in the corner. It's an open shot again for Robert Morris, and they have capitalized.
Yes, NC State has to get a better job of getting to those shooters, running them off the three-point line, because Robert Morris has decided that they're going to make those three-point shots tonight, so now you got to chase them off that line.
NC State goes inside to Leonard Freeman, and he will go to the line. So how about Robert Morris shooting just under 34% as a team from deep coming into this game. They're at 60%, 6 of 10 tonight.
Well, that 60%, you know, they've been pretty much wide open looks. So if you're NC State, you know what you have to do to get that percentage down. And if you're Robert Morris, you're like, hey, if you're going to keep leaving us out there wide open, we're going to keep knocking these shots down. So NC State has to get out there, contest those shots, and chase them off the line.
Freeman has been a much improved free throw shooter in this season, although he missed the first. He was a career 48% shooter going into this year. He misses the pair. Had been shooting 79% from the line. So when you get a 30-point improvement, I mean, that's big time. Something he's definitely worked on. And I'm not sure, but he might not have gone 0 for 2 from the line all season. That might be the first time.
Right, I believe it is.
Robert Morris going to feed the post. David Cole will go to the line.
Yeah, good physical matchup that time between the two big guys. And that was good patience that time by Robert Morris. As you see right here on the low post, dropped it down to the low post. And it was a good little physical matchup right there where the two big guys banged a little bit. And Robert Morris was able to get to the line off of that play. But that was good patience by Robert Morris as well, because they didn't come down just because they have a 7-point lead, come down and take the first open look. When you get a big lead or a nice size lead, 7-point, 8-point lead, that's the time you want to come down and run your offense and make the other team work defensively.
Cole gets the second, the redshirt freshman from Corona, New York. And it is an 8-point lead, the largest of the game for either team. Great pass. LeVar Batts with the penetration and Malik Abu with an easy dunk.
Yeah, that's the type of thing that NC State needs to do. If they don't go to a straight post-up or a post-up off of some type of movement, guys like LeVar Batts, Torrin Dorn, they can get the ball and take it to the rim and cause the help to come and be able to drop it off to a big for a dunk.
And an unforced turnover there. And that is the 8th for the visitors from Pennsylvania. First half winding down with Chucky Brown. I'm Andrew Sanders. Robert Morris has done a tremendous job on the defensive end. They've shot it well from 3. They find themselves up 6 if you're just joining us.
Yeah, they've been very active on the defensive end, scrapping and fighting and clawing, and on the other end, on the offensive end, they're knocking down threes. They're down here hustling and just playing smart offensively. And but despite the last turnover that they had, they pretty much tried to take care of the ball in their half-court offense.
Saw Andrew Toole looking on, the 8th-year head coach. This team has led the NEC in 5 of his 7 prior years in steals. So defense is something that he really preaches. He's a perfectionist. He's never going to be completely pleased with their defense, but they are getting better on the defensive end every game and showing up pretty big here tonight.
Yeah, they've been very active, and I'm impressed with the defense, man-to-man, just hands all over the place and making NC State work for everything.
DeAndre Washington was first to the floor, but then he throws it away, and there's numbers, and Freeman got away with a carry, it looked like. The Robert Morris bench going crazy. It's been a sloppy possession here.
Yeah, that time there, Batts just needs to take his time. He's just a freshman, so he'll learn. Hadn't had a whole lot of game experience on the college level, but that was a bit of a rush shot, and he'll learn from that mistake.
This is Payne. Why not? Charles Payne, he can step outside, the freshman from the Bahamas.
Yeah, that was a case where Braxton Beverly didn't run all the way to him. He ran to the corner or to the wing where the other open shooter was.
Just a 25% shooter, 7 for 28 on the year. But, hey, everything's dropping for the Colonials right now. Abu was stripped underneath.
Yeah, they're just more active and more physical and more aggressive right now. And the officials tend to go with the aggressors when it comes to making those calls.
Robert Morris was picked 7th in the NEC this season. But this team is not playing like that as McConnell misses one. Bain, offensive foul.
Yeah, good job that time by Al Freeman to take that charge. And here you'll see Robert Morris come down. Here we go. Right here, Robert Morris right here with a wide open 3. That time Braxton Beverly faked at him and he knocked it down. So now we have Robert Morris going to the break up 7.
Has to be pleased with how his Colonials are playing in this ballgame. You get a look at the NEC preseason poll and where these teams currently are. St. Francis of Pennsylvania was the runaway favorite in the NEC. Robert Morris just above Bryant, a team that NC State scored 95 points on earlier this year. Easily beat Bryant, but Robert Morris, you see Bryant just 1-11. They are having a tough year. But Robert Morris, you might remember them from your tournament bracket a couple of years ago, back in 2015.
Yes.
As they got a first 4 win out of Dayton and then lost to #1 seed Duke. But this is a team under Coach Toole. They have been almost perennially a postseason team, winning the NEC in 2015, but going to the CBI in 2012, the NIT 2013, 2014. So this is a good team. but this year they returned just 2 starters, and a lot of people were expecting them to be a little too young to really threaten for the conference championship. But we've both been very impressed with their play so far.
Yeah, well, when you're young and you've got nothing to lose, I mean, you see all these things about you're supposed to finish 9th. I mean, that stuff is like, well, hey, hey, we're supposed to finish 9th anyway, so hey, let's go ahead and let it hang out now. So,
yeah.
They probably no pressure on them, so they're gonna come out here and give it all they got and just play hard and see where the chips fall.
Deshaun Burke, boy, he's so athletic, and he finished up over the 6'5" Torin Dorn.
And that's what Deshaun Burke can do really well, is get the ball and take it to the basket. Now, he's hit a 3-point shot or 2 earlier in this game, so now NC State has to respect that.
Al Freeman is pinned, but there's Leonard Freeman to clean it up. The initial block by Malik Petaway.
Yeah, good job that time staying with it by the NC State big.
So it's a 5-point lead for the Colonials. This first half winding down to a close. That's a shot settled on by Petaway. NC State will probably take that. Boy, McConnell just gets his hands on everything, doesn't he?
Yeah, just having his hands active and always just moving them around. Sometimes the ball will just find your hands, and that's what's happening with him.
Another missed 3 for NC State. The Wolfpack just 2 of 8 from deep.
Well, NC State needs to try to gather their composure and get that ball down on the low block to Leonard Freeman and Malika Booth.
McConnell, rise and fire, in and out.
Yeah, that time McConnell was a little bit farther out on the floor. He was forced out there by Torin Dorn, and he was able to contest that shot.
Burke poked it out of play. Petaway will come out. David Cole back in. Leandre Washington back in for John Williams. NC State having a tough time getting it inside.
Yeah, they're having a tough time getting it inside because Robert Morris is fronting the post. So how NC State can beat that, when you front the post, the weak side big has to come for a high-low. Then you got an easy high-low pass. If NC State, but that NC State's big is staying low, so Robert Morris is able to get away with fronting the post. But they're fronting the post and very active and doing a great job. But NC State has to see that and go to a high-low, and that can beat that that post being fronted.
That possession was really saved for NC State.
Yes.
You know, Beverly had to force something up. It was saved by an offensive rebound. Already their 7th offensive rebound.
Yeah, if you as you're watching this game, everything for NC State has just been very difficult.
Yeah,
it has not come easy. And if you're Robert Morris, that's what you want to do. You want to make everything for them tough. And the shots have come a little bit easier for Robert Morris on the other end. So NC State has to in turn make things tougher for them on the other end.
Robert Morris having to force that press. Burke picked up his dribble right in front of us. Might have dragged that pivot foot.
Oh, yeah, he drugged him, but the referees couldn't see it. We saw it, but the officials couldn't see it.
To be fair, we actually had the best view on that
right.
one. That was right in front of us.
We were right here.
They can pretty much hold the last shot here. It's about a 3-second differential. Great look inside, and it's dunked down by Kobe Thomas. And are they going to give him a technical for hanging on the rim there?
Oh, are they? I thought he let it go. Here we go right here. Nice pass right here. And he went up for the dunk. I don't see. Oh, he yelled. Yeah, you got it. You can't do that, in the college game. You probably see a lot of the professionals do it. But in the college game, you can't do that. Might start a little something. I know back in the day, you couldn't do that, that yelling and screaming. You know, that would start something. So the officials did a good job of calling the technical foul and not allowing anything to get started by doing that, because there's no place for that in the game.
That's big, too, because it sends Thomas, who is their 2nd leading scorer, to the bench. That's his 3rd foul.
Right, so, yeah, technical foul is a personal foul. So, yeah, just, it's okay to yell, but don't yell in the direction of the player, because that's looked at as taunting, and you can't do that.
Freeman to Beverly. So Robert Morris will take a 3-point lead into the halftime locker room. The Colonials have shot it well from deep, 7 of 13. And they've got to be feeling great as they head to the break. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes on the ACC Network Extra with the halftime show, where we'll bring you highlights, stats, and a whole lot more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here in the PNC Arena for the halftime show with Chucky Brown. I'm Andrew Sanders. Well, Chucky, it was a close first half, but Robert Morris was really in the lead, in control for most of that half. You felt like they were the aggressors. We'll get a look now at some of the halftime highlights from the first half action. And again, it was Robert Morris who was really setting the tone, setting the pace.
Yeah, they came out and set the pace with very aggressive defense. Right there, you see getting hands on loose balls. That time knocked it over to Yurtseven. Yurtseven was able to finish. And Al Freeman that time, nice pass to Torrin Dorn. Right here, this is where NC State needs to go. They need to go to the low block to Leonard Freeman. How easy was that for him to get that basket right there? And Al Freeman had been struggling from the three, and he was able to knock that one down. And he have LeVar Batts. These are things that NC State needs to do in order to win this ball game. Now for Robert Morris, there you see Deshaun Burke right there. Nice jab step, hit the 3-ball early. And here you have a nice 3-point pass right there. Again, open shots for Robert Morris are what's killing NC State. NC State has to run them off the 3-point line, because tonight Robert Morris is making the 3-point shot. That time you saw Braxton Beverly fake at the 3-point shooter. And here you have a nice drive, little handoff, and a dunk for Robert Morris for another easy basket. So NC State has to make things a little bit tougher for Robert Morris. Everything has been a little bit more difficult for NC State because they need to get the ball and put it in the paint a little more.
Yeah, and now we'll look at the first half stats. You look at the field goal percentage, okay, fairly close, but really what stands out, the 3-point field goals.
Yes, like I said, Robert Morris is making the 3-point shot tonight, so NC State has to get out there and contest those threes.
Robert Morris shooting 50%, NC State 36%. We'll take one more break here at halftime and be back in just a couple of minutes right here on the ACC Network Extra. Start of the second half here in Raleigh as Robert Morris has a 3-point lead at the halftime break. I'm Andrew Sanders, joined by Chucky Brown. It was a first half that Andrew Toole and the Colonials would have loved. If you offered that half to them at the beginning of the ball game, I think they would have taken it. They knocked down shots. They played hard on defense. They pretty much played Andrew Toole's style of basketball, what has led them to so much success over the years that he has been there. And again, this is a team, much like NC State, that is still trying to gel. They're gelling here tonight.
Yeah, they're gelling here. They played well the first half, with the exception of the end of the half where they got the technical foul.
Right.
They really should have went in up 5,
right.
But you know, even with that, they're still up 3. So it's the kind of half that they like, and you know, we'll see what they do in the second half if they can continue.
Robert Morris came in as a heavy underdog tonight. For NC State, what do they need to do to get back on top and take a win?
Well, NC State just simply needs to get the ball inside, get it in the paint, and when Robert Morris is fronting the paint, the weak side big has to flash and create a high-low situation where you have an easy high-low pass, and NC State is not doing that. Robert Morris is very aggressive on defense, and that weak side big is just staying low, and that's enabling Robert Morris to have some success on the defensive end.
First foul on Malik Abu. You said earlier he's the biggest, he's the strongest guy on the court, and he went right through Deshaun Burke there.
Right. Well, sometimes when you're the biggest and the strongest, it's not good for others, and sometimes not good for yourself.
Right. John Williams, able to slip that pass in there. Gets it back with 5 to shoot. Head away. Rebounded by Yurtseven, up and over Kane. Nearly a throwaway. Instead, they get it to Abu.
And that's exactly what NC State needs to do. Instead of looking for the 3-point shots, which they are not falling, I think they're about 2 for 10. Get the ball inside, especially in transition. If you're big, you run to the front of the rim, you set up camp, and you see which side is the strong side or where the ball is, and you run to that side low block.
Just the second assist for Braxton Beverly. It was a nice pass, and Boy, in the second half, the three doesn't go down, but the offensive rebound by Petaway, and then guess what? Another jump ball.
Yeah, well, that time NC State was very fortunate because if you're NC State, you can't give up the second shot, second chances to a Robert Morris team who's much smaller than you. But that's a credit to Robert Morris. They're just out hustling NC State right now and just out scrapping them.
With all these held balls, and we have to go to the possession era, I'm curious to get your take because you had such a long and great career in the NBA. In the NBA, you guys don't look to the possession arrow. You just jump it up. I call it a jump ball, but there is no such thing in college.
Ranks in college, and that is definitely one of them.
Okay.
Where you have, if you have a tie-up, hey, let them jump it up and see who's going to get it.
I agree with you, by the way. I'm glad you want to see that. I think it would be more interesting than just looking at the possession arrow and say, okay, whose turn is it now?
Yes, I agree.
Another three off the mark, and Dorn boards it up. Beverly looking ahead. His first turnover. We said he leads the ACC in assist to turnover ratio. That's the Wolfpack 7th, but the first from Beverly. He averages one turnover in about every 32 minutes played on the court. So that is a rare thing to see him throw the ball away.
Right, yeah, that time there he thought Malik was going to the rim when Malik had did the right thing, was to set up shop. That time Beverly should have just kept the ball, took his strong side, and let Malik bring it over there let Malik come over to him on the strong side and then hit him on the low post.
Robert Morris, they missed a couple threes, so they go inside. And that was well defended.
Yeah, very well defended. Good physical play down there, and it looks like the officials are going to let them bang a little bit in the paint.
Seven comes out for a screen, and a strong hedge, a little too strong by David Cole.
Yeah, Al Freeman saw Cole out there, and he probably isn't used to hedging out there like that. And he just ran right into him. See right there, just run right into him, and you can get that call. The veteran guards with savvy usually get that call.
Cole does a better job this time. Beverly with a three, and there's your 7 right underneath the basket to clean it up.
Yeah, just hang around. When they're fronting the post now, when you do front the post on a jump shot or a missed shot, if it's not a long rebound, the offensive player has the advantage because he has the inside position because you've just fronted the post. Boy,
Robert Morris has had 3 3-pointers rattle in and out. By the way, this is NC State's first lead in quite a while, since the 13:34 mark of the first half. Here at 7, he's just too tall. He's playing volleyball by himself. And then a nice job, McConnell again got a hand on it.
Yeah, that was a tough play by Yurt 7. He should just take that shot. If he's in that close, just go ahead and take that shot because he's got a nice touch around the basket. So just take that shot. Don't be so unselfish. That time he was looking to pass the ball.
Matty McConnell leads all scorers, 14 points. One of the leaders on this team.
Yeah, again, Matty McConnell that time, another wide open look.
Well, Yurt 7 with a pretty move.
Yeah, that was a nice move that time by Yurt 7. I think he saw Leonard Freeman get up off the bench and said, hey, let me do something to try to stay in this game. And that was a nice shot, nice sweeping left-handed hook shot.
Yeah, that sweeping left-handed hook might help. Might help him see a few more minutes. Toole wanted more movement. Burke now goes, and he blows by everybody, and he just threw it right over the top of the rim. We're going to get a foul. I think they're going to get Torrin Dorn here. It is against number 2. That's his second. That'll take us to the media timeout. All tied up at 42 apiece. Malik Abou.
Yeah, Malik Abou right here. Braxton Beverly down to the baseline, and kaboom! Malik Abou brings it home. NC State 42-42 tied with Robert Morris.
Back from break, and just as we get started, we'll have a stoppage because of a kick ball. 20 on the shot clock. Burke hard to the hole, and he scored underneath Yurt 7. He avoided the 7-footer swat attempt.
Yeah, that time what Burke did, he used the rim to help keep Yurt 7 away from him.
Boy, Freeman had it knocked out of his hands. Last touch by Yurt 7. Boy, Beverly's entry pass had a little English on it as he spun it in there, but NC State can't capitalize.
Yeah, it was a little hard to handle, but Freeman did get his hands on it, and it was just great hustle again in the use of the hands by the Robert Morris defenders.
DeAndre Washington trying to keep the ball away from the much bigger Al Freeman. Turns the corner, drops it off to McConnell. Kobe Thomas with those 3 fouls takes it strong to the hole. The freshman out of Philly will go to the line, and that's the 3rd foul on number 14, Omer Yurt 7.
Yeah, good drive that time by Kobe, taking the ball to the basket. And Yurt 7 again was caught out of position, and Kobe Thomas was able to get fouled and get to the line.
Thomas knocks down the first. Now he spells his name K-O-B-Y instead of K-O-B-E. Okay. But talking about guys who are from Philly, played their high school ball in Philly. And of course last night Kobe Bryant honored by not having 1 but 2 numbers retired with the LA Lakers. Did you get a chance to see that?
Yeah, I got a chance to see it. I got a chance to play against Kobe in both of those numbers. So, you know, Kobe gave it all he had. I remember working with the Lakers. I worked with the Lakers as well. So I can tell plenty of Kobe stories, but, you know, I can tell a quick one how we had practice every morning at 8 a.m. I would get to the gym at like 7:30, and the ball would already be bouncing. And it would be Kobe Bryant in the gym.
Kobe Bean Bryant.
Kobe Bean working on his game.
Nobody worked harder than him.
No. I witnessed it, so.
Dorn will go to the free throw line.
And that's what NC State needs to do more of. They get these isolation attempts up at the elbow area. If the floor is spread, drive it to the basket. Dorn's a good enough driver to get to the basket. Him, Al Freeman, they can get to the basket and create opportunities for others to get open. But NC State is struggling from the three-point line right now. Unless it's a inside-out type of three-point shot, they really should stay away from the three-point shot right now.
Dorn makes the pair, and NC State will set up that full court pusher. Sam Hunt into the game now to join Dorn, Freeman, and Beverly. Post up. Gombe drops it to Bain. And that's the man you don't want to leave open, but it's spun out.
Yeah, NC State was very fortunate there because that's the one guy out here that you do not want to leave open.
Sam Hunt will try a long 3. No good. Now, he's always got the green light for NC State, but again, I think you're right. They're having success not shooting the 3. Or I should say they're having more success just avoiding the 3 altogether is a better way to word that.
Right. Well, maybe Sam Hunt, since everyone knows he's a sniper out there, he can take a little shot fake, maybe take a dribble and get it a little bit closer to the basket. But, you know, NC State is comfortable with him taking those shots. So, hey, they'll live and die with it. So, hey, I can't be mad.
Gombe shuffled his feet.
Yep.
But as this game goes longer and longer now, obviously Robert Morris, they came in here, they were ready to play. They were unfazed.
Right.
But especially with that lead at halftime, you know, NC State hasn't come out here and put on a 10-0 run or anything. No. You know, this seems like it's going to be back and forth the rest of the way.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be a dogfight right here, a tough game. And we'll see who's able to impose their will on the other team.
Leonard Freeman initially threw it off a Robert Morris player, I think McConnell, but then he touched it after it came off of McConnell.
Yeah, McConnell seems to be everywhere. Not really that tall, doesn't really look very athletic, but he's all over the place.
Yeah,
his hands are all over the balls everywhere. So he's just a smart player that knows how to put himself in good situations.
You hear it a lot in sports, but a coach's son. They always
son.
seem to find themselves in the right spots, right?
Right, that's right.
Washington, a blow by, and 1.
Yeah, that time he saw that Sam Hunt was giving him that lane to drive, and see what Sam Hunt needs to do. Instead of anticipating getting over the screen, go ahead and send him over, rely on the help defense, and get back and catch back up to him and get him back in front of you. Instead, he was able to turn down the screen and get a driving lane to the basket and get an and one.
Saw Andrew Toole looking on. Gotta love the play of his team. Doesn't like the missed free throw. You know, he's got to be familiar with this area. He actually played his first year of college basketball right down the road at Elon before he transferred to Penn.
Yes. Yes, sometimes when you see him, you read up on some of these guys like, well, what are they doing coming back here to play? And I read and saw Elon, so I figured, okay, that's probably why he came back here to play. Because he was right up the road at Elon.
Yeah, they started the season against Ohio State. Now they make the trek to NC State, playing a couple of high major teams.
Right. And
a chance to ready themselves before NEC play.
Yeah, well, one thing that talking to their radio guy before the game, he said they had a problem with size. So what NC State needs to do is get that ball in the paint. And right there you see Torrin Dorn with something attacking the rim. NC State needs to continue to attack rim.
Dorn, the first Wolfpack player into double figures. He now has 10 with that lay-in. Boy, step back.
Ooh.
They say that was a three.
Ooh, yeah.
It was cold-blooded from Deshaun Burke. I thought his foot was on the line, if we're being honest, but you know what? I wear contacts, so my eyesight's not always that good. Nice drop step from Leonard Freeman back the other way.
Yeah, that was a tough shot by Deshaun Burke. That's what you call a pro shot right there. That is that's not very easy to do. And Leonard Freeman back here on the other end of that, getting the ball around the basket and able to score. So that's what NC State needs to do.
Washington, dial it up. So again, they're making the threes, they're making the long shots. Burke right there, I know he's right-handed, but that was a James Harden kind of step back.
That's exactly who it reminded me of, and he took a big step back to create some space for himself.
Beverly's left open. And they're going to get Charles Bain jockeying with Torrin Dorn for that rebound. It's the third foul on Bain, but 3 has been the magic number for Robert Morris. First, it's Deshaun Burke, and then Leandre Washington, giving them a 5-point lead at the break. 11:27 remaining in the second half. Robert Morris and Deshaun Burke lead it over NC State by 4. You might be saying, Andrew, I thought you told me right before the break it was 5. Well, I did. They went back to the monitor and looked at that Deshaun Burke step back and ruled it a 2. So it is just a 4-point advantage.
Yeah, give yourself some credit. You saw that.
You know what? Every once in a while you get lucky. I did see it correctly.
Okay.
Dorn to Leonard Freeman.
Again, off of a penetration drive, causing Robert Morris to come over and try to stop the drive, leaving a big open on the baseline, and there you have a slam dunk by Leonard Freeman. Good play by Torrin Dorn.
It seems pretty simple for NC State offensively. When they get that penetration, good things happen. We'll just see if they do that enough or if they settle. Cole missed. Second effort missed on the tip. Here comes the pack. Beverly. They are going to get together and decide they will wave off the basket. And Coach Keats is pointing to the other end of the floor. I think you remember the drive by Leandre Washington.
Yep, same call.
And I think that's what his point is. Again, in college, there's no real continuation.
Right.
Was he going up with the shot or not? It was close.
I didn't think he made another attempt to put it down, and I thought he was picking it up to go up with it. So, but I'm sitting over here though, so that's their job.
Well, you're an NBA guy, so you're going to tell him to count the basket.
And one for me.
Give him the continuation, says Chuck. Freeman is fouled. This is going to go against David Cole.
Yeah, a little too much body that time by Cole. Leonard Freeman likes to go to that left hand down in the paint. And there's a little too much body, and it bodied Leonard and knocked him off balance for that shot.
It's the third foul on Cole, and this will put, obviously it was a shooting foul, so it'll be 2 here for Leonard Freeman, but NC State will be in the bonus here the rest of the way. Freeman misses another free throw. You see from the field again, you know, he's hardly missed all year, 5 of 7, so he's up to his old tricks from the field. But from the free throw line again, he's been really good. Okay, I'm glad he made that one because pretty soon people are going to talk to me on Twitter about the curse of the commentator.
Right.
Burke. Freeman just stepped up on him enough to dissuade him from taking that three-point shot. 12 on the shot clock. Burke trying to get loose of Torin Dorn. Good ball movement. McConnell, corner three. Too short. And there's Burke.
Yeah, good hustle by Burke that time to get Robert Morris another opportunity.
The Colonials' best overall athlete recycles the possession. Better than 17 points a game. They're going to go to him when they need a bucket. He settles. Torin Dorn, I thought he was going to get away with it. A little late whistle there, but it sure did look like he got away with a little push. That's his third.
Yeah, the official had what they call a patient whistle that time. Here you'll see right here Torin Dorn, just a little bit of a shove right there, and Robert Morris was able to get the call and get another opportunity.
You got Chris Coleman right there. Coleman goes to the bench, as does David Cole. Charles Bain back into the ball game. Ronnie Gambe back into the game as well. McConnell will catch and shoot. And Batts is just bowled over by Gambe. The graduate student from Kenya picks up his second foul. And again, NC State is in the bonus. A little earlier we were talking about Lee Caboose just being bigger and stronger, running through somebody. And that happened to Batts there. A little undersized when compared to Gambe.
Yeah, Gambe he's a grown man. You see the big pythons he got. So he's a grown man down there.
Batts, 61% shooter. And it's an empty possession on the 1-and-1.
Yeah, those are opportunities that NC State is going to have to take advantage of. Anytime they can score with the clock stopped, but they're lucky to only be down 1 right now.
Bain left open, and a good rebound by the 7-footer. Big possession here. Robert Morris leads it by 1. McConnell stays in front, and Freeman got him with a veteran move.
Yep, veteran move right there. Good court savvy, up fake. The defender is lunging out, and you just wait for him to come, get close enough, and you go up for the shot. Here you see right here, nice up fake. He's jumping to contest the shot. Now you go up and act like you're shooting the ball. Now you're to the line.
So Freeman will go to the line. He gets there more than any other Wolfpack player. And he is a good free throw shooter, about 75% on the year. He's been rather quiet tonight.
Yes.
That was his 7th point, and Freeman averages better than 15. He's the team leader. Dre Washington back in as Burke will get a short breather here. Freeman makes all 3, and NC State now with a 2-point lead, its largest lead of the ball game.
Yeah, that's tough right there. And they were able to get those 3 free throws and grab the lead with the clock stopped.
Crowd's into it. Boy, that was a great catch by John Williams, just to haul it in and prevent the turnover. How can Robert Morris deal with this deficit now? It's a turnover. Batts was fouled.
Good job that time by LeVar Batts. The pick and roll was open, but LeVar Batts came off of his guy in the corner and was able to get that steal. So that was a great job by LeVar Batts, just having a good high basketball IQ because the pick and roll was open. The pass was there if LeVar Batts hadn't seen it and came off of his man.
So we've seen a couple of glimpses of what LeVar Batts can
Yes.
bring tonight. His ability to be in the right spot to either get rebounds or steals and get to the basket, get to the rim. And, you know, he was going to play a factor for this NC State team even before the Markel Johnson suspension. With him out, his role increases along with Beverly.
Yeah, Batts is basically right now as a freshman, he's a guy that's going to come in, provide energy, going to play defense, going to hustle and do the little things right now because he's not going to be looked upon to score, you know, 10, 15, 20 points. He's not going to be looked upon to do that, but the other things he can do right now, you got other guys that are going to score. Now, later on, you know, sophomore, junior year, he may be looked to score those points. And here you see right there, NC State just taking advantage of their size with Malika Boo just getting the offensive rebound off a missed free throw, going up and getting 2 points.
You're speaking of the energy that LeVar Batts brings?
Yes.
There's more energy in this building right now than there has been all night.
Yes, because NC State basically came out flat, and they've been basically playing flat, and now the energy is picked up, and that's good for them.
Washington to the hole. He was fouled by Abu on the floor. Got him with the body low before he went up and blocked the shot.
Yes, that time he put the ball down and was going. If Malik hadn't reached down low, he would have had a play. See, it looked like he was reaching down low. Just keep your hands up high. Little guy like that, he has to bring the ball to you and let him bring the ball to you, and then you can block the shot. Don't reach and bail him out.
Washington misses the free throw, 64% free throw shooter on the year. He's had a good night. He's the backup point guard, but he only really plays 7 minutes fewer than John Williams. Rebound underneath, and it's scored by Chris Coleman, who's been awfully quiet tonight. True freshman from North Babylon, New York, gets his first bucket.
Yeah, NC State cannot allow that to happen. That time, Robert Morris, instead of getting 2 free throws, they got 2 points. And Malika Boo right there has to pass the ball out because he was off balance. And he just threw the shot up, and you can see Coach Keats yelling at him to pass the ball.
Still a 3-point Wolfpack lead. Washington dribbled it off of his thigh. Got into a little trouble. Gambe saves him, and he gets it back. Only 4 to shoot. Good pass inside. Gambe counted in the foul.
Good pass right there. Again, coming off the pick and roll. Gambe wide open. That was the same play they just ran previously where LeVar Batts came and got a steal right there. The help came over. Al Freeman came over a little bit late, and Gambe was able to finish the shot, and there he is, flexing his muscles as he finishes with the and one. Robert Morris down 1.
Robert Morris just a free throw away from tying this game with 7:36 in the second half. Why? Well, Al Freeman, Braxton Beverly, they averaged 26 points a game together tonight. They only have 12. So 1 of 15 from the floor. And again, they have a more important job with Markel Johnson out. The team relies on them a little more.
Yeah, they rely on them a little more, and I think this shows why Markel Johnson is so important to the team, because he created a lot of opportunities for both of those guys. And also, you have to remember, they've got to extend a lot of energy on the defensive end, you know, dealing with Deshaun Burke down here. So, I mean, that can also play a part in why they're not shooting the ball well.
Markel Johnson had more than 7 assists per game. You're at 7 scores underneath. You know, NC State, they haven't had that many assists. 8 assists on 20 baskets tonight. I think they miss his distribution some. Right,
they miss Markel distributing the ball, but they have to make up for it somewhere.
McConnell goes around a Gambe screen and threw it away. Al Freeman. Boy, he had DeAndre Washington backing up. It's eventually finished by Abu. That's twice now in crunch time where he's gotten the scraps and scored it.
Yeah, just going to the ball, going to the basket, getting to the front of the rim. NC State has to control that paint because they have the size advantage over Robert Morris.
Kobe Thomas, he's got 4 fouls. But they need him on the court because of his scoring. He misses a close one.
Yeah, that was a good drive that time, but Yurt Seven was there to alter the shot a little bit.
Freeman had it blocked by Gombe. Burke, ultra aggressive, trying to make a straight line drive to the bucket, and this will be for throws.
Yeah, good drive that time by Burke. Good block down here by Gombe as well. But that time Burke in transition, saw a lane and wanted to take it, and now he'll have an opportunity to go to the line for a 1-and-1.
It's the second foul on Al Freeman. Omer Yurtseven has 3, Torin Dorn has 3. The Colonials in foul trouble again. Thomas, as I just mentioned a moment ago, he has 4 fouls. Cole with 3, Bain with 3 as Burke hits the front end. He goes 1 for 2 as Yurtseven picks up another rebound. NC State looking to go quickly here, and Dorn was fouled.
Yeah, good drive by Torin Dorn, and I keep saying it over and over. That is what NC State needs to do. Put more pressure on Robert Morris, taking that ball to the basket, using their size and using their strength.
This will be 2 shots. NC State in the double bonus. The remaining 6 minutes and 2 seconds. It's the second ever meeting between NC State and Robert Morris. The first was back on February 13th, 1991. That too was a close game. NC State won it 90-88.
Oh, wow.
A couple of guys hanging in the rafters had good games. Chris Corciani had 24.
Okay.
And Rodney Monroe had 23.
Okay. Fire and ice.
Timeout NC State, 63-58 after a pair of Dorn free throws. NC State stretching out its largest lead. New Year's Day, we'll have the college football playoff semifinals on ESPN. Number 3 Georgia and number 2 Oklahoma kick things off in the Rose Bowl game at 5 o'clock Eastern from Pasadena. Of course, that is 2 p.m. Pacific. Then it's number 4 Alabama, number 1 Clemson in the All-State Sugar Bowl from the Superdome in New Orleans. Both games are also streaming live on the ESPN app. Chucky, who you got in the college football playoff?
I'm rolling with Clemson. I think they've got the best team out there. They're playing the best. So I'm going with Clemson.
LeVar Batts will slow it down a little bit here. NC State will run its offense. Going up against a little zone here. 2-3 from the Colonials.
Yeah, good switch up out of the timeout by the Colonials.
Batts pretty off the window.
Going to the basket. Good job. Nice, tough shot. That was a tough shot, but LeVar Batts made it look easy. Good drive, good finish.
7-point lead here. Colonials need a bucket. They're in the danger zone. Washington, sealed off by Dorn. In the corner, it's Thomas. And he really hasn't been able to get in his rhythm. He's been saddled with foul trouble all game.
Yeah, he was complaining about getting hit on the arm, but NC State that time, that was a really good defensive possession. And right now, NC State has turned up the volume on their defense and started to make things a little bit tougher for Robert Morris on the other end.
Yurtseven bumped there by Malik Petaway. Boy, Robert Morris, you know, the story at halftime was they had made 7 of 12 threes.
Right.
They're 2 for their last 13 from deep. So as they have cooled off, obviously the score has gone from a 4 or 5 point advantage for the Colonials to now a 8-point deficit.
And as they've cooled off, NC State, you know, in turn has taken the ball to the basket and got the ball inside to create the 8-point lead. So while they've cooled off their shooting, NC State has done the smart thing and get the ball to the basket.
Got a lane violation here, so Yurtseven will get a second chance. Offensive rebound goes to Torin Dorn.
Good job.
Beverly the lob. Malik Abu will bring the crowd to its feet here in Raleigh. 10-point lead, the largest for NC State. An exclamation point from the big guy.
Yeah, NC State that time. Here you see Braxton Beverly driving, throwing the lob, and kaboom! Malik Abu slams it down for the Wolfpack.
Crunch time here in the PNC Arena. NC State has opened up a little breathing room here, 68-58. And the question now becomes, Robert Morris, they had the lead for most of the first half. They had it at halftime. Can they make a comeback?
Yeah, well, NC State has made it tough on them from the three-point line. That time, good drive, good block by Malik Abu, catching it on the way up. But NC State has turned up the defense and made things tougher for Robert Morris on the other end, and that's helped them get that lead. But they can't do things like that, turn it over, going for the home run play. Continue to be patient and run your offense.
McConnell with the pull-up. Again, he's been feeling it tonight.
Right.
Just trying to get them started, and he's had a couple momentum threes
Yes.
for the Colonials, but that one may be ill-advised.
Yeah, that was a little bit farther out than he's been getting looks, so that might have been a little bit out past NBA range that time when he took that one. So that was a little deep right there, a little bit of a rush shot, but he wanted to get one up in transition, down 10. Hey, he wanted to take a heat check. He took it, didn't make it. Now we'll see what happens on the other end as NC State got that rebound and got an opportunity to get fouled and get to the line.
The foul went against McConnell, and that's his third. Yurt 7 has shown he can shoot it from the outside. He has struggled at the line this year. He is 1 of 2, and it's a 12-1 NC State run here. John Williams had a couple of early threes. Since then, he's been relatively quiet. Burke had his pocket picked. Great defense from LeVar Batts, and here comes Burke over his back to take it right away. Gombe scores it, and we'll have a timeout from Robert Morris. A lot of action here.
Yeah.
That's got Kevin Keats all the way out to midcourt. And he uses Torin Dorn to make his point. He thought that Burke was over his back. First of all, great steal from Batts.
Yes,
what do you think about that afterwards?
Well, it was just hustle play, people going for the ball. I mean, the officials have been letting them play. I'm not that close to that action. I mean, I'm sitting here watching it, but it looked like a good play.
Okay.
To me, it looked like a good play to me. So, I mean, Coach Keats was on the other side. He may have a different view. I got to be neutral, so it looked like a good play to me.
It's funny because in college basketball, once the ball's on the floor, they pretty much treat it like a fumble. You might as well be watching the college football playoff because it's anybody's ball. You can jump on somebody.
And that's what that was. LeVar Batts, the ball, he made a great steal. The ball was kind of on the ground. He didn't yet get control of it, and Deshaun Burke was able to wrestle it away from him.
And here is a turnover as Robert Morris, McConnell couldn't handle it. And you saw it right there, NC State, Coach Keats still working the officials here. NC State's upcoming schedule, they just have Jacksonville on the 22nd, and then they're in the ACC play on the road at Clemson on the 30th. Same situation really for Robert Morris, where this is their final road game of the non-conference action as Beverly will go to the free throw line now. This is their last road game. They've got Canisius at home on the 22nd, and then they are at Bryant to start NEC play. So both of these teams pretty much, one more dress rehearsal before you're into conference year.
Yeah, you get into these games right here, you want to be clicking on all cylinders. You want to have established your identity, and teams still. I think NC State is finding their identity as a team that wants to turn you over. I think Robert Morris also, they want to turn you over. They want to play hard. They want to play tough defense and make things difficult for you. So both teams have established their identities. They got one more dress rehearsal. You want to be clicking on all cylinders offensively and just put everything together when it comes time for that first conference game.
Thomas. Boy, he just put his head down. He was always going to the basket, but Omer, Yurt 7, was waiting for him.
Yeah, that time he tried to put it up with the right hand and put it right in Yurt 7's face. And Yurt 7 is a 7-footer, and he wasn't having that.
NC State will burn a little clock here.
Yeah, that's a good job. Run a little clock. Right now, the clock is on your side. So here you get an offensive foul on Yurt 7, not being set on the screen, but that also comes to the guard. The point guard has to wait until the screener is set before he decides to move. That way, he's already set and he's not moving. So Braxton Beverly took off before Yurt 7 got set and he was still moving, and that's why they called that foul.
Yurt 7 to the bench with 4 fouls. Leonard Freeman comes into the game now. NC State and Robert Morris for the second time in school history from the PNC Arena here in Raleigh with Chucky Brown. I'm Andrew Sanders. An 11-point game. Williams on the long rebound. He can't knock down the three. McConnell, though, takes it away, and Gambe will flush it down.
Yeah, that time you just saw the hustle by Robert Morris, just not giving up on the play.
Batts, he is a one-man press breaker. Got it over the timeline. And Beverly again looks at the sideline, get the signal from Coach Keats. And dribble out some time here. What a drive, Braxton Beverly.
Good finish by Braxton Beverly. They didn't think he was going to be able to finish that because of his size, but he did.
Yeah, he's listed at 6 feet. That might be a little generous.
Yeah, that's stretching.
But he can really play the game.
Yes, he can. Uh-oh, Malika Boo. Okay, come on, buddy, get up.
Malika Boo down on the ground here for a second.
Right there, you saw the hustle. Right here, you see the hustle by Robert Morris and able to finish with a dunk by Gambe. But Robert Morris is not gonna quit. They're gonna play to the last buzzer, so NC State has to do the same.
McConnell shoots over Batts. Splash! Matty McConnell does it again. He's got 17 points on 4 3-pointers. And again, Batts so hard to stay in front of, as good as Robert Morris is defensively.
Right.
He's played well after not playing in their last game against UNC Greensboro. He's played well tonight.
Yeah, well, one thing you have to do as a player is you cannot decide, you can't tell the coach when you're going to play. So you have to wait. When the coach decides to put you in, your job as a player is to be ready. So Batts has shown that even though he didn't play last game, that he stayed ready, and he's ready to come out and play this game, because you can't sit there and complain about not playing, because if you do that, then you're not going to be ready when your opportunity does come.
Right.
So he hasn't complained. I haven't heard any complaints from him, so he's been ready when his opportunity has come.
He's got 8 points and a couple assists tonight.
Yeah, he's played a real solid game. Maybe he's taken one bad shot. That's it. But you expect that sometimes out of a freshman. Freshmen sometimes, you feel invincible when you're young.
Dorn working hard for that rebound. Are they going to get Gambe here? Yes, they will. 3 fouls on Gambe. And again, every foul will result in 2 free throws, really for both teams, because NC State has committed 9 fouls. So the next one will put the Colonials into the double bonus.
Oh.
2 players collide, Leonard Freeman and Gambe, and the foul is against Leonard Freeman. So it'll be 2 free throws the other way, and this will turn probably into a free throw shooting contest for the remaining minute and 29 seconds.
They said we want chicken.
Yeah, so there's a promotion here where the fans get a chicken biscuit if a player misses 2 free throws under, I don't know, a certain time limit.
Okay, 2 in a row.
Yes.
Okay.
So we are under that, whatever time limit that is.
Looks like it might be an opportunity for the promotion.
And of course, college students,
we don't get
they always want free food. So
okay.
I don't know. You could probably get it.
Okay.
I don't know about me.
I'm going to try. I'm going to try. I'm going to try.
You don't often hear the fans so disappointed that a free throw was made. Dorn, great move.
Nice.
Blow by.
Nice play by Dorn that time. Ball fake, straight to the basket for a dunk.
Robert Morris has got to go here. Got to pick up the pace. Down 11. Washington pull up. Dorn is such a good rebounder for a guard. As we go under a minute. See if the Colonials are going to foul here once they get it over midcourt. NC State continues to pop it around.
Oh.
It took a while to get that whistle. A lot of contact. And they will get McConnell on the foul.
Right there, watch this. Boom.
Yeah. To me, that's an offensive foul.
Yeah, that looked like an offensive foul right there.
Freeman dropped the shoulder, but hey, he'll go to the line, get a chance to add to his tally.
Well, late in the game, you have to be strong with the ball.
Sure.
So I think that's what he was trying to do. I don't think he was trying to do anything malicious there. I think he was just trying to be strong with the ball. So now, does the promotion only work for visiting teams? Because he just missed the first free throw.
Correct.
Okay, because if
I think so. I mean, I haven't done too much research on it, but I don't think they want the crowd too excited for missed NC State free throws.
Okay. Yeah, that's That's my bad. That's my bad. Because I know I wanted to donate mine to my Facebook friends on men's myths and legends. So I have some Facebook friends. I was going to donate my sandwich to them.
Okay.
All right. Uh-oh. Somebody got hurt.
Washington is a little worse for wear here as Gambe will go back to the line. And again, the chant continues. Hey, tonight at 10:30 Eastern, it's SportsCenter with Mucci and Connors. They'll take an in-depth statistical look into tonight's matchup between the Cavs and Bucks as LeBron tries to continue his triple-double streak. Plus, the Lane train is rolling. We go all access with FAU head coach Lane Kiffin. And as the free throw is missed, we look at what sparked the Sooners' historic run to the Rose Bowl just 13 days away from the college football playoff semifinals. SportsCenter at 10:30 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app.
I might get to donate that sandwich after all.
This is the loudest it's been all game.
I know. The crowd was flat too. Oh, he said, no, you're not getting the promotion on me. Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
Well, you know what they say, it's the Christmas season, it's the holiday season. So when gift giving, it's the thought that counts, right?
Right.
Whether you actually can gift it or not.
Right.
We get a look at the Robert Morris upcoming schedule, as I mentioned earlier. Canisius on the 22nd, and then at Bryant, at Central Connecticut, on the road to start NEC play. But then they get a string of home games, both St. Francis's and LIU Brooklyn.
Yeah, I think Robert Morris is pretty impressive defensively. If they go into their conference and play like this, I think you'll be looking at them with an opportunity to play for an NCAA berth. Because I can't imagine too many of the teams in their league being better than them.
Yeah, I think we've seen, a couple of guys that maybe struggled to shoot at times this season. Matty McConnell, again, he had taken 63 three-pointers, the most on the team. He's only 27%.
Right.
He had the hot hand tonight.
Right.
So when he's making threes, I thought Leandre Washington really impressed me.
Right.
His game off the bench as a point guard tonight.
Right.
When you have some of those guys contributing, John Williams made a couple of threes, and as a team, if you're making 50% of your threes and you play defense like that, you're really dangerous.
Yeah, you're really.
So if they can make some shots, they're dangerous.
Yeah. I think they're really dangerous. And then Kobe Thomas didn't really get any type of rhythm in this game. So
and they're raving about him.
Yeah,
and we really didn't get a chance to see him too much, unfortunately.
Yep, exactly.
Washington fouled by Beverly with 15 seconds left in a 14-point game. Not exactly what Beverly was trying to do there.
Right.
And I thought it was a 3. I was kind of blocked out. It was in the corner. It's just a 2. Washington's a good free throw shooter. Makes the pair. Dorn able to dribble it out. And that will do it. So we got ourselves a good ball game tonight. It was tightly contested. NC State was able to do enough later in the second half to pull away and get an 81-69 victory.
Yeah, NC State showed some grit, came out flat, and Robert Morris jumped on them. They came out flat. They were able to recover and were able to come out with the victory after starting to get the ball inside and in the paint. So they did a good job at that, and that's why they were able to build a lead. So
NC State avenges its loss last time out against UNCG. They get back on the right side of the win-loss column. They improved to 9-3. For Robert Morris, they dropped to 6-6 on the year, but they put up a valiant effort tonight for our great crew here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and my partner, Chucky Brown. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. That'll be all from Raleigh. Our final score, NC State 81, Robert Morris 69. This has been a presentation of ESPN.